Good morning, dear children. Now we will continue with our numericals. You can take page number 187 in your textbook. Exercise 8A numericals, page number 187. So we completed till question number 6. 5 and 6 were given as homework. We will start with question number 7. Okay. Now, in an experiment of verification of Ohm's law, following observations are obtained. Potential difference and current are given. You are asked to draw a VI graph and use this graph to find the potential, current and resistance. So, I think you know how to draw a graph. For this, we don't want a graph paper. You can do it in your notebook itself. Okay. But use the ruler and the pencil. Don't draw with pen. So, first we will be drawing the graph. Okay. So, they have given that it is a VI graph. Since it is VI graph, V will be taken along the y-axis. And I will be taken along the x-axis. Then, what are the readings? Current, for here it is origin 0. Then we are having 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 1. Similarly, in the y-axis, we are having 0.5, then 1. 1.5, 2 and 2.5. Then corresponding to 0.2 we are having 0.5, 0.4 it is 1, 0.6 it is 1.5, 0.8 it is 2 and for 1 it is 2.5. So you will be putting the dots, then since it is a graph you have to join it. Okay. So this is the graph. Now, what is our questions? Draw the VI graph. So, we have drawn the VI graph. And now next, calculate the potential difference V when the current I is 0.5 ampere. So, when current is 0.5 ampere, what will be the potential difference? 0.5 is not marked here, but we have 0.4 and 0.6, isn't it? So, corresponding to 0.4, what is the potential? It is 1. Corresponding to 0.6, what is the potential? 1.5. 0.5 comes in between 0.4 and 0.6, isn't it? So, corresponding to 0.5, what will be the potential? V will be equal to between 1 and 1.5. What will be the answer? It will be 1.25 volt. Is it clear? 0.5 comes between 0.4 and 0.6. So, here corresponding to 0.4 we have 1. Corresponding to 0.6 it is 1.5. So, the center is 1.25. Similarly, next question. The current I when the potential is 0.75 volt. So, if the potential is 0.75, where will 0.75 come? Between 0.5 and 1, isn't it? So, if the potential is 0.75 volt, what will be the current? So, here we will be having 0.75 between 0.5 and 1. The 0.5 means 0.2 is the current. For 1.4 is the current. So, what will be the current corresponding to 0.75? It will be equal to, between 0.2 and 0.4 we have 0.3. Isn't it? 0.75 comes between 0.5 and 1. Corresponding to 0.5 it is 0.2 ampere. Corresponding to 1 it is 0.4 ampere. So for 0.75 the current will be 0.3 ampere. Now we are also asked to calculate the resistance. What is the equation for calculating resistance? R is equal to V by I. So any one we can take. Any one V and its corresponding I can be taken. So, which is the simplest? We can take the last one, no? V is 2.5. Corresponding to 2.5, what is the current? It is 1. So 2.5 by 1, which is equal to 2.5. What is the unit? Since it is resistance, unit is ohm. So is it clear? Just draw the graph. Then from the graph, you can do all these calculations. Slope of the graph will give you the resistance, isn't it? Since it is VI graph. So take any two values and get the answer. Okay. Now we will move to the next question. That is question number 8. Two wires of same potential and same length have radii 1 millimeter and 2 millimeter respectively. Compare their resistance and their specific resistance. So which equation should we use here? We have to use the equation for calculating resistance. Okay, not Ohm's law. The other one. Standard equation is R is equal to rho into L by A. Now, here it is a comparison, and already I told you, if a question is comparison, what should we do? We have to divide both, isn't it? First we will do with the actual equation, then with the changes we will write, then divide both the equations, you will get the comparison, isn't it? Okay, so two wires of same material and same length. So first let me write the first one as R1. Okay, two wires are taken. R1, let the resistances be R1 and R2. So R1 is equal to rho into, they didn't give anything related to length, so I have written it as L itself. And what is given there? They have given the radius. So instead of A, I have to write pi r square, isn't it? Area is pi r square. Since it is 1 millimeter, 1 square. Why didn't I convert it into SI system? Because it is just a comparison. For comparison, both the values should be in the same unit. No need to convert it into SI system. So rho into L by pi into 1 square is R1. What will be R2? It is said that two wires of same material. Same material means resistivity won't change. Resistivity will change only with the temperature, as well as it depends only on temperature and material. So since we are taking the same material, there won't be any change in resistivity. That is why I didn't put there rho 1 and rho 2, since both are same. And again it is given that same length. So no need to put L1 and L2 there. Both are having same length means you can keep it as L itself. Then divided by pi into, what about the radius there? It is given as 2 millimeter. That means 2 square. So is it clear? Then what is the next step? We have to divide. Since it is comparison, we have to divide. R1 by R2 is equal to rho into L by pi into 1 square divided by this. Since it is fraction, I am taking the reciprocal. So pi into 2 square by rho into L. Now rho L and rho L gets cancelled. Pi and pi gets cancelled. So how much you are getting? 4. Here it is 1. So what about the ratio? R1 is to R2 is equal to 4 is to 1. Okay. Then one more question is there. Compare their specific resistance. What will be the answer? Rho 1, shall I write it here? Rho 1 is to rho 2 will be 1 is to 1. Why? Because both the wires are made up of same material. So that also you have to write. Okay. They are of same material. Since they are of same material, rho 1 will be equal to rho 2. That means the ratio will be 1 is to 1. So is it clear? This is the equation normally we use in order to do the comparison. R is equal to rho into L by A. And in most of the cases, rho will be constant because they will say about the same material. Then you can put rho as such. No need to give it as rho 1 or rho 2. Okay. So now we will move to the next question. Okay. Next we have question number 9. A given wire of resistance 1 ohm is stretched to double its length. What will be its new resistance? So, in the last video I told you what changes takes place when a wire is stretched. Do you remember? When you are stretching a wire to make to its double length, if by stretching, if the length gets doubled, what happens to the area? Area become half. Then what happens to the resistance? Resistance becomes 4 times the initial value. So that is what we learned. Now we are going to do that calculation. Okay. So we will check. Here also we are considering 2 different resistances, isn't it? Only a single wire is there, but 2 different cases are there. So our standard equation, always keep the standard equation as such. R is equal to rho into L by A. This is our standard equation. Now, in the first case, and let me take the resistance as R1. R1 is equal to a given wire of resistance 1 ohm is stretched to double its length. So, in the first case, let resistivity be rho and the length of the wire be L and the area be A. Okay. In the first case, we are keeping the standard equation R1 is equal to rho into L by A. Okay. Now, what about R2? In the second case, we are considering the same wire. That means rho will remain as such. But what happens to the length of the wire? The wire is stretched to double its length, isn't it? So, L will become 2L. Then, if L becomes double, naturally what happens? A will become A by 2. They won't mention this in the question. If length is double, naturally what should you do? You have to make area as by 2. Okay, that should be done. So, is it clear? First we wrote the standard form. Let the resistance be R1 in the standard form. That is rho. Let L be the length of the wire. A be the area. Now after that, we are stretching the wire to double its length. So 2L. L becomes 2L. Why did this rho didn't change? Rho didn't change because we are considering the same wire. Okay. That is why rho is kept as such. Now, when length is double, naturally area becomes half. So, R1 by R2 is equal to rho into L by A. So, this division, I am taking the reciprocal and multiplying. Okay. Rho into 2L. Rho L gets cancelled. A and A gets cancelled. So, this is A by 2. So, it will come to the denominator. How much you will be getting in the denominator? 1 by 4. Now, R1 by R2 is equal to 1 by 4 or R2 will be equal to 4 R1. And how much is R1 given in the question? It is given as a given wire of resistance 1 ohm. So, 4 into 1 which is equal to 4 ohm. So, what can you infer from this? When the length is double, area becomes half and the resistance increases 4 times. Okay. So, is it clear? Now, we will consider the next one. Question number 10. A wire of resistance 3 ohm and length 10 centimeter is stretched to length 30 centimeter. Assuming that it has a uniform cross section, what will be the new resistance? Similar thing. Okay. So here also our standard equation is R is equal to rho into L by A. Now what is the first case given here? A wire of resistance. We'll take the resistance in the last step. Okay, we'll consider it later. A wire of resistance 3 ohm and length rho will be as such. Length is given as 10 centimeter. Okay, so length is 10 centimeter. They are telling that area is kept as such. Uniform cross-sectional area. So I have kept A as such. This is the first case. Now, what about R2? Since it is of the same material, rho itself, then it is stretched to 30 centimeter. That means here the length is 30. Then if the length is 30, what happens to area? 10 became 30. That is, the length is tripled. So naturally A will become A by 3. In the previous case, length was doubled. So area was halved. Here length is tripled. So area becomes 1/3. Okay. Now we can do the division. R1 by R2 is equal to rho into 10 by A into A by 3 by rho into 30. Rho and rho gets cancelled. A and A gets cancelled. 0 and 0. So how much? This is A by 3. So here you will be getting 1 by 9. Okay. So R1 by R2 is equal to 1 by 9. That means how much will be R2? R2 into 1 is R2. So this will be 9 into R1. And how much is R1 given in the question? It is given as 3 ohm. So 9 into 3, which is equal to 27 ohm. So is it clear? In all the cases, what you have to remember? Length etratolam kuti, atratolam area korkya. Okay. In the previous case, length was double, area was half. Ivide length is triple, so area becomes 1/3. Okay. Now shall we move to the next question? Question number 11. A wire of resistance 9 ohm having length 30 centimeter is tripled on itself. What is its new resistance? So this is the thing what I didn't mention during the class. Okay. So this is another case. A wire is tripled on itself. Okay. So a lengthy wire, if it is tripled on itself, so this is a lengthy wire. If you are keeping like this, it is tripled on itself or doubled on itself. Okay. So what happens to the length here? If you are doing like this, the length will decrease. Correspondingly, area will increase. Okay. So you have to check the question. If it is doubled or tripled on itself means length will decrease and area will increase. Okay. So what is given here? A wire of resistance 9 ohm having length 30 centimeter. So first I am writing R1 is equal to rho into, what about the length? Length of the wire is given as 30 centimeter. Okay. And here let it be A itself. First case, A will be the area, then the length of the wire is 30 centimeter. Now, we will move to the second case. R2 is equal to, since it is the same wire, we don't want to change rho, isn't it? So, rho into, and what is done here? A wire of length 30 centimeter is tripled on itself. Tripled on itself. So, what happens to the length? 30 centimeter 30 by 3. It will become 10. Okay. A neelolla wire ne 3 madaki vekkuvanengil 30 centimeter ulla wire, it becomes 10 centimeter. Then what about the area? Thickness koodi, isn't it? So area will become 3 times LA. So 3A. Is it clear? Since it is tripled on itself, length becomes 1/3 and area becomes 3 times. Now it is direct, isn't it? R1 by R2 is equal to rho into 30 by A into 3A by rho into 10. Rho and rho gets cancelled. A and A gets cancelled. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. So, R1 is equal to 3 into 3, 9. 9 R2. So, what should we calculate? We need R2, isn't it? So, R2 is equal to R1 by 9. R1 is given as 9 ohm, isn't it? So 9 by 9, which is equal to 1 ohm. So I just cross multiplied. In the denominator it is 1. So R1 into 1 is equal to R1. R2 into 3 into 3 is 9. So 9. R9 R2. So in terms of R2 it is R1 by 9. Value of R1 is given as 9 in the question. 9 by 9 is equal to 1 ohm. Okay. Now we will move to question number 12. Question number 12 is a direct question. What length of copper wire of specific resistance 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter and radius 1 millimeter is required so that the resistance is 1 ohm? Question number 12, isn't it? So, what is our equation? R is equal to rho into L by, since radius is given, instead of A, I am writing pi r square. So, resistance of the wire is given as 1 ohm. Resistivity is 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8. Length is what we have to calculate, divided by pi is 3.14. What about the radius of the wire? It is given as 1 millimeter. How to convert millimeter to meter? Into 10 raised to minus 3. Isn't it? Dividing by 1000. So, 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 whole square, since it is pi r square. Now, I will be cross multiplying this. 3.14 into 10 raised to minus 3 whole square is equal to 10 raised to minus 6. Let L remain there itself. Divided by 1.7 into 10 raised to minus 8. So this will be our L. Then 10 raised to minus 8. When it goes to the numerator, it becomes 10 raised to plus 8. Isn't it? 10 raised to plus 8 and 10 raised to minus 6 means it will be 10 raised to 2. So how much you will be getting? L is equal to 3.14 into 100. That is 314 divided by 1.7. Since we have a decimal point, multiply numerator and denominator with 10. So 3140 divided by 17. Do this, you will get the answer. Direct substitution, just solve it. 10 raised to minus 8 can be taken to the numerator. So it becomes 10 raised to plus 8. Plus 8 to minus 6 ohm. So it will be plus 2. Then 3.14 into 10 raised to 2 means it is 314. Then in order to remove the decimal point, I just multiplied numerator and denominator with a 10. So solve it, get the answer in meter. Okay. Now the last question of this section. The filament of a bulb takes a current 100 milliampere when potential difference across it is 0.2 volt. When the potential difference becomes 1 volt, current becomes 400 milliampere. Calculate the resistance. So, what is the equation for resistance? R is equal to V by I. Now, in the first case, okay, in the first case, what is the potential difference given? It is given as 0.2. What about the current? 100 milliampere is given. Milliampere to ampere means dividing. Milli means always into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so this is into 10 raised to minus 3. That means 0.2 10 raised to minus 3 alle. So this will be 0.1. 0.2 by 0.1 is 2 since it is resistance ohm. Similarly, what is the potential in the second case? It is 1 divided by, there it is 400. 400 into 10 raised to minus 3. So 1 by 0.4. Multiply numerator and denominator with 10. So it will be 10 by 4. That is 5 by 2 or 2.5 ohm. So we got the resistance in both cases. And now what is asked here? Calculate the resistance and account for the difference. In the first case, it is only 2 ohm. Second case, the resistance is 2.5 ohm. What is the difference? In the second case, the current flowing is more. That means temperature. When more current is flowing means heat is produced. It is a filament bulb. Okay. So temperature is increased. When temperature increases, what happens to the resistance? It also increases. That is why 2.5 ohm came there. So is it clear? Please go through these questions. Don't copy. Listen to the video. No need to copy the questions. Write the answers. Try to do it by yourself. Okay. So we'll continue in the next video. Thank you.